Hey, welcome back to Fire and Water Cooking. I'm Darren, of course, and today, hey, I don't think I've done these on the channel before. If I did, it's been a long time. But I'm going to do smash burgers on the Cuisinart griddle here, and I'm going to make some homemade onion rings, real crispy homemade onion rings. And we're going to use real oil to fry them and all that. And I'm going to use both of my seasonings here. I'm going to use the black garlic and herb butter, compound butter, for the onion rings in the flour, and then we're going to use the all-purpose black garlic for the burgers. So, all right, guys, first thing I'm going to do is get the onion rings prepped. I'll be right back.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
All right, all. So like I said, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to prep these onion rings. Now, it's still a couple hours away from dinner time, but I want to prep these onion rings a long time before dinner's ready, because what I want to do, I'm actually going to make them, and I'm going to double dunk them here in the flour to make them really, really thick and nice and crispy. Then I want them to kind of sit in the refrigerator after I batter them up. So I want them to kind of get a little bit more solid. So when I do get ready to fry these up, they're not falling all over the place and getting flour all over the place. So I'll tell you what I did. I'm not going to bore you with cutting up the onions, but just some nice big Vidalia onions. Cut them up about a ½ inch or so. As long as they're nice full rings, a 1/4 to a ½ inch is going to be fine. I did a bunch of these. I actually got onions on sale this week. They were like buy one get one free for big bags. So it's one of the reasons why I decided to do these, and cut them good size. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. So what I got in the bowl here is just about 2½ cups of buttermilk. Nothing fancy, just buttermilk. And then here I just got plain white flour, and I'm going to season the white flour up with just some of my black garlic and herb compound butter seasoning, which has got all different kinds of, the black garlic, of course, the salt, white pepper, lemon, all kinds of great flavors that are going to work really well with these onion rings. So just about 2 tablespoons or so. And I've got about 3 cups of all-purpose flour in here. And I want, just like I said, about 2 tablespoons or 2 or 3 tablespoons. Just enough. You'll be able to see the flour starts to turn a little yellow, from the color of the butter and the turmeric that's in there. And then you'll be able to see the herbs and stuff in the flour. Just whisk it up really good. Get the seasoning all in there really nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start dunking these in the buttermilk, then in the flour, back into buttermilk, and then back into flour one more time. And then we're going to put them on this sheet pan, and we're going to stick them in the refrigerator till we're ready to cook them. All right, guys, and like I said, this is going to be the part that takes the longest, because smash burgers really don't take much at all. So like I said, you got your buttermilk in here, got my flour. You can tell it's got my seasoning in there because it's got that little bit of a yellow tinge to it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a fork here, put the first onion ring in. This just makes it a lot cleaner and easier. Go ahead and stick it in the flour. Make sure you move it around to get it covered. We're going to take it out of the flour, put it back in the buttermilk one more time. Get as much of that buttermilk off, and then flour it up one more time. So these are just double coated, which is going to make them nice and thick. And once that's done, we're going to stick it right here on the sheet pan. And like I said, we're going to stick these in the refrigerator and let them chill out, harden up a little bit. And then when we're ready to cook them, we'll just be able to take them out and dump them right into the oil. And do it here a couple more times just so you can see. Just really push it around in there. If you use a fork, it's just going to make it so much easier to handle. Get as much of that flour off. Dip it back in there. Put it back in the flour one more time. And these are going to be really nice and crispy and thick coating on there. You can knock some more of that flour off. And then, like I said, we're going to put them on this rack, put them on the pan, put it in the refrigerator. All right, I'm going to finish doing all these up, guys. It's probably going to take me a good 15 minutes. And then I'll show you when I'm done, how they're looking on the pan. And then when we come back, we'll be prepping our smash burgers and getting our fry station set up. So that's it so far. I'll be right back, guys. All right, y'all, just wanted to show you I got one full pan. Looks like I'm going to be able to get two full pans full here. Then we're going to, like I said, stick these in the refrigerator, let them firm up for a couple hours, and then we'll get our smash burgers on. All right, I'll be right back, and we'll get cooking. All right, guys, it's about time to get cooking. I just turned on my pot here with my cooking oil in it, and it's about halfway full. That's about as full as I want this. I'm going to go ahead and get my Cuisinart flat top griddle here set up and ready to go. And we're going to get ready to get the burgers on and get the onion rings on. Like I said, I'm going to season up the burgers with the all-purpose black garlic, but I'm going to wait and put the seasoning on until after I'm getting that good crust on one side. So let me go ahead and get this turned on, and I'll get the burgers out here and we'll get going. All right, now things are going to start moving really fast here, guys, because I got to start putting everything together. And one thing I'm going to do, this has been going for about 5 or 6 minutes now at full steam. I want to see what the temperature of my oil is. You want it to be right at about 375. Any lower than that, it'll cool it down too much. It'll give really greasy stuff. Any higher than that, it'll burn. So we're right about 260 right now, so it's got some time to get up to temp. But first thing I'm going to do for my burgers, I got my burgers here. They're about a little over 8-ounce balls here. And we're going to press them down using my burger press over here with some parchment paper. First thing I'm going to do is lay some bacon down on the griddle because I want bacon cheeseburgers. I'm using these brioche buns from Aldi. I really like these buns. They're brioche style. It makes them really soft and they got a really good flavor. We're using this regular old Kraft American cheese. And that's it, guys. I'm going to start throwing the bacon on, getting the burgers going, and then hopefully in the next 5 or 6 minutes, the oil will be ready. We'll start putting those onion rings in. We'll try to get everything to be done right at about the same time. Another benefit, guys, of making bacon cheeseburgers here is that the bacon grease is going to actually lubricate this griddle for those smash burgers and give it just a little bit more flavor when we press them down. All right, I'll get this bacon off and we'll get the burgers going. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get these burgers on now. And like I said, I'm spreading this bacon fat around just to give it a little bit of lubrication. And what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of put them on, space them out a good half foot apart here. Because when we smash them, it's going to make them a little bigger. And we're going to let that crust start developing on the bottom. And like I said, we're going to season these on top after they start getting really cooked. So I take parchment paper, guys. It's going to make it a lot easier to remove your smasher here. So this is the one we got on first. I'm going to go ahead and just smash it all the way down. As thin as you can get it. You just want these really thin. They will shrink up. Cooking up nice. I'm going to take my seasoning now. Put a little on top, my all-purpose black garlic. You don't want to season both sides of these because they're going to be thin. You don't want to over season them. Just enough to get that flavor. All right, we're going to let those cook until they start getting crispy around the edges here. Well, let's go see about getting our onion rings in real quick. Guys, I'll show you a different angle here. We got those burgers going. I'm just going to start dropping these onion rings in one at a time. And you'll see that the oil has got them going really good. It's about right at 375 right now. Don't overfill it, just get it enough, because they're not going to take very long. Just put about maybe 7 or 8 in at a time. We'll let those cook up a little bit. Now, it's about time for us to go turn those burgers over. All right, those burgers are ready to go over. And what we're going to do is put our cheese on. As soon as we do that, see that nice crust that's developed there? That Maillard reaction. Got all the juice on the bottom there. Put a piece of cheese right on top. That steam is going to hit it and start to melt it, so you don't have to worry about putting any kind of lid on it to melt the cheese. There you have it, guys. We'll be back when we're pulling these off. All right, guys, check them out. Here's our first batch of onion rings. They look awesome. These are just about done, and I can throw some more in. Pull them out, put some in my bowl. Check those out, guys. Those are awfully crispy. All right, I got a bunch more to put in there. Look at those, awesome. All right, I'm gonna finish cooking this stuff up, and I will see you guys when I'm done. I'll be back. Well, there you have it, guys. Smash burger and onion rings. Looking awesome. That's how I take mine. A little bacon, a couple pickles, a little ketchup, a little mayo. Classic smash burger. Brioche bun. Nice crispy onion rings. You hear the crunch? Wow. Those are awesome. Got more cooking. Nice juicy smash burger. I'm going to take a bite. Just what I wanted. Awesome. Check out the Cuisinart flat top griddle. I'll have a link to it below. Check out Fire and Water Cooking Edible Creations. The black garlic and herb butter compound. And the all-purpose. Check them out on Amazon, Walmart.com. I'm going to go finish up this dinner. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.